Hi everyone, welcome to Sorwe webinar. We are again here for Sorwe Expert Series webinar. Today we are welcoming an amazing partner of us, 4C18. Aslı is joining from our partner company. She is one of the director and partners of 4C18 Employee Experience. Today, we're going to be talking about a very, very critical topic, holistic employee experience, as well as employer branding. These two topics are usually can be misunderstood and can be used for each other. That's why we are focusing on how to amplify, how to use employer branding to shape your employee experience throughout every step while touching your employees. So I'm really excited to talk about it, to talk why we say that employee experience is a bigger term than employer branding. We're going to be talking about a lot of case studies today from global companies. I'm really excited to go through the questions with Aslı today. Welcome, Aslı. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Gülce. It's very nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, first of all. Before I jump to some slides, I would like to give a very brief introduction about you, Aslı. As I mentioned, you are the director and one of the partners of 4C18 Employee Experience. You have around 15 years of experience in PR and communications. And you also worked with one of the biggest companies in communication telecom sector. And also you hold a bachelor degree in philosophy. And after doing that, you discovered your passion towards communications and human resources. And you hold an MBA, and in the last 5 years, you have been the director and customer relations partner at 4C18. I would like to just hear a bit more from your side about 4C18 before jumping to our questions, because it's a very interesting name, and I'm sure the webinar attendees would love to hear what it stands for and what's your vision about it.
Of course, Gülce. Thank you, first of all. Just to mention who we are, who 4C18 is, very briefly, I will start. What does 4 C's and 18 stand for? The name comes from the strategy, the founding strategy. The 4 C's are for, as you can see, the connection, competence, commitment, and contribution. And at the center, the H stands for human. Always we do our every work with the human experience.
That's great. You're putting the human in the center of your strategy, and you're focusing on how to connect, how to contribute to human resources while keeping the commitment. So first of all, you have two sides as well. You focus on consultancy, and you also focus on delivering on the creation part and being a continuous partner. So maybe it would be really nice to switch to our questions directly, because I'm sure since you have the expertise in on employer branding, it would be really nice to talk why we came up with this webinar title, why we say employee experience is bigger than employer branding. Could you please tell us a bit more about it?
Of course. As an agency focuses on employee experience and employee branding, our partners often come to us with these common problems you can see on the screen regarding employee branding and communications, such as you can see the amount of work we do as HR is not visible by employees. Or the blue one, we cannot ensure the sustainability in communications. So to overcome most of these challenges, you have to look at your employee experience. And the first step is to define an EVP. And the best way to do is to deeply understand what's the organization's culture and create an EVP according to them, of course. Create an EVP that reflects that culture and experience. When your communication efforts do not match with your company culture, which includes how you interact with your audience, what you offer to your talents, if they do not match, they will fail, unfortunately, to fulfill their purpose. The experience you offer to your employee is the essence of your employer brand. And this is why you should look at things with a holistic approach.
That's great. Yeah, we, as one of the players in the field, when we are in touch with HR, we always hear the same, that they would like to sustain the communication, the first thing, but also they would like to spread the communication in a way that is super aligned with their ideal corporate culture and also their employer branding. They would like to pass through the message to employees in a right way. So I think we come to the point that how they are going to spread this is actually with employee journey and employee experience. So since we are using this term a lot, holistic employee experience, we are also one of the pioneers in the technology side, but I would love to hear why holistic employee experience matters, why we have to approach this term in a inclusive way from one end to the other. Could you please tell Aslı why it's important, first of all?
Of course. It's important because you have to see the big picture while dealing with the smallest details. It means the holistic employee experience means that you have to handle every interaction between you as employer and the talents or the employees, even the smallest ones, as I said, with the big picture in mind. It includes surveys, focus groups, projects to improve the employee experience, as well as how it will be communicated also to the employees along their journey with your brand. Of course, there are some tricks that will help you get in that perspective. One of them is to know the employee experience journey, as you can see on the screen. Here, as you can see again, we divide the journey into 5 stages. This is that we use it most of the time, or how we suggest to use it, of course, although it can be adjusted according to some companies' needs.
Yeah, I really like when you said we need holistic employee experience approach because it helps us to see the big picture. So in order to see the big picture and to understand fully how your people are feeling about the company and also their career journey, you need to approach in a way that you're managing every part of it, every part of employee experience. It leads to a way that we need to maybe deep dive with these slides, like to see what are the key 5 steps, and while designing these touch points, what are the key areas for HR teams to focus on, and especially what are the key KPIs do you see that you suggest HR teams to track continuously?
Of course. As you can see, this is the first stage. Employee journey starts with the talent attraction stage. These are the key points on the left side, and on the right side there are some KPI examples. Of course, these are examples, and again, they can be adjusted. And at the bottom of these slides, this following 5 slides, you can see which stage we are talking about. This is talent attraction, is where the talent interacts with your brand for the first time. So the first impression is shaped here. And the key touch points are university relations, job posting, website, career pages, and social media is very important. And some of the KPIs you can see again, increasing the number of qualified applicants, increasing brand awareness among potential candidates and industry professionals. This is the first stage. This is recruiting and onboarding is the second stage. This is also critical, of course. This is where you convince talents to join your company. Candidate experience is the one of the key touch points. Recruitment, pre-boarding, onboarding, evaluation. And evaluation means the talent evaluates your company in the stage, and your company, you also evaluate the talents. And there are some KPI examples here. Just to read one of it, ensuring that employees can easily adapt to their jobs and environment is one of the key performance indicators, I can say.
Perfect. Before we jump to the maybe participation and engagement, I think these two stages are before an employee joins to the company. And you mentioned something very, very nice. They evaluate. The evaluation part is on the employee side. They are thinking if they would love to join based on the brand awareness they receive, if they would love to apply, if they would love to be part of this team or not. And also the interview stages, as we are going through here, the recruitment stages are also very critical because it shows the culture as well. I have been doing some interviews with one of the biggest financial institutions in London, and I was feeling the culture for sure, like because you're talking with the managers, with directors, and the whole journey is passing the culture towards you, and you decide. You are the candidate, but also the you are also in the decision-making process if you would like to go through with this job or not.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on to the participation engagement stage, I can again briefly tell about it. This stage includes the key points here, almost everything that you have to offer to the talents. Compensation benefits, working environment, internal communication, volunteering, social clubs, employees resource groups, and even leadership communication is very important here. And the KPIs can be said as increasing participation in company organizations and decision-making mechanisms, the employees' in participation, or being one of the best places to work, receiving an award for your employer brand, can be said. The fourth,
That's a great one.
The fourth stage is after the employees are engaged. Now you start performing and growing with them. These are the key points. You can see performance management is very important. Again, feedback, trainings. This stage is more of about data, actually. Career paths, development planning, and promotion, and maybe rotation programs also. And again, KPIs could be the increasing the internal coaching, increasing the number of promotions, encouraging a culture of appreciation and feedback. These are the important points. And the last stage of the employee journey, holistic employee journey, is offboarding. Offboarding is very important. Although this is the last stage, employees are leaving, it's not always the end of your story with your employee. You can continue to improve the experience with input in the exit interviews from the employees with whom you parted ways. They can still be ambassadors of your brands. Even they can come back. And now you can see why it is important to look at things in a wider perspective after this 5 stage, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think after they offboard as well, they still can be your ambassadors. As an alumni communication, we see this a lot from the network, is the fact that either they become your ambassador or they can also spread the bad word outside if they were not really satisfied. So it really helps to the first stage of talent attraction. The alumni network that you have will also help you talent attraction and other stuff. So it's extremely critical. Before we jump to maybe case studies, I would like to summarize, because this is the very, very essential 5 steps. It starts with talent attraction, recruitment, onboarding we talked about, but especially the participation and engagement. I think the basis of like continuous engagement is very critical before even shaping and stepping towards performance and development stages, is because you have to make sure that they are very open to give, and they are very open to, you know, stay engaged with peers, but also what's going on with the company. Having those things are very essential in the touch points, because it will allow that they will perform better as a next step, and also they will stick around much longer because they see the added value and they feel the belonging to the company that you're, with the experience you're providing, I would say. Maybe one thing that on the KPI side, I can see you mentioned about being one of the best places to work. And how to track it is, from the sector we see, is employee net promoter scores. Maybe we can mention that, Aslı, because this is a very short 1-question survey, but it helps the companies, but also employees, to express if they would be willing to stick around, and also how much they would suggest to their families and friends to join this particular company. So what we see from the sector and from our network, again, is they're asking this question, only 1-question survey, quarterly basis, and they are seeing the total engagement within the company if things are going well. This is also one of the tips we can share maybe here.
Yeah.
And of course, as you said, the performance, as it has a direct impact to the bottom line, performance management alongside with all the feedback and training, the personalized career paths are extremely important, and making sure that everything is trackable with data is the main thing to understand the effect of if you have a good performance system, or you have enough feedback channels or not, is extremely is giving a lot of tips, clues about how is the perception of your teams and employees about what you are bringing to the table. Amazing. So maybe we can jump to some case studies. You are in touch with like more than 15 years now. You see a lot of cases, I'm sure. I would love to hear some of them, Aslı. If you can share what was the problem of these companies and how they solved it through approaching to employer branding strategy, and what kind of employee experience they provided.
Of course, I have here 3 best cases from different industries. The first one is, as you can see, Gilead. Gilead is in the pharma industry, and it has 10,000 plus employees globally. And what was the challenge? In Gilead, there were many efforts and benefits for the employees, but this they don't know much about them. And how we solve this? We improve the communication of existing projects and new projects, of course, through branding, employer branding, and production and engagement activities. I will show them. First, a little bit about the strategy. You can see we created the EVP tagline as a foundation for communications, first of all, by studying the existing culture and drawing on the Gilead experience. What does means existing culture? It means surveys, to conduct surveys, doing one-to-one interviews, analyzing existing data, and then to highlight the privileges, the benefits, and what they have in Gilead. We created a EVP tagline. This is Gilead, this is us. and the value that employees create in life thanks to these opportunities. And you can see our employer brand house on the right side. We created this house by categorizing the projects in a way that it will allow us to develop the experience and to support the employer brand. We separated all the internal efforts into 3 categories that will that made our work easier. Projects that will carry Gilead into the future. You can see in the green part, projects that will make Gilead an even more successful company is the blue one. Projects that will enrich life and well-being at Gilead is the yellow one. And how we apply all this theory, you might ask. Let's see it in action. Yes, first we launched the EVP. We announced it to our employees with an event. There were a video and presentation. We asked the employees, what does Gilead This Is Us means to them? And they shared the answers, their personal answers, like giving life, like healing, like being a team. Of course, reflected from the culture, corporate culture. And after the launch project, the projects start to take place, the HR projects, employee experience projects. One of them is about rewards and recognition. In the culture discovery, before creating the EVP tagline, we discovered some development areas, one of which was appreciation. This is a little bit low. We developed a video series to a solution to this problem. We developed a video series where employees talked about their career journeys with a critical amount of intimacy with a personal life integrated. And this was a very good project. And also, under the performance development section of our strategy house, we improved development opportunities such as the academy, as you can see the logo, G Academy, and mentorship program, G Mentor, while also ensuring their recognition through branding and communication initiatives. We also developed various projects, various internal communications channels. As you can see the logos also. G-Vibe, one of them is G-Vibes. There's on this channel, there were webinars on personal development, yoga, nutrition. Also G Together, again on that, experts were hosted during the COVID period and afterwards. And what I liked the most was G-Vibes on Stage. This was a platform created where employees learn from each other by sharing their knowledge beside work. Some of these topics were digital marketing, climate change and carbon footprint, project management, even how to use the Excel and PowerPoint better. That was a stage for the employee themselves. And yes, see here we have again very great projects, leadership commitment. In Gilead, there was a philosophy: everyone is the leader of their own business. This philosophy fits both the EVP strategy and also the working environment, working model, leadership model in the company. And they wanted to spread it throughout the company. And what to do for the communication of the projects, we spread the leadership commitment. We created a ambassador team. They were voluntarily. We organized a gaming day with about 60 people. We have fun together, where we revealed, the employees, as Gilead employees, revealed these commitments together in the game. Along with the general manager, employees also supported the initiative by creating videos, this initiative, these commitments, in which they discussed the story for themselves. Later on in town halls, they all talked about how it could be made better, how it could be adjusted to life better in this project. And last project was about DE&I, diversity, equity, and inclusion. When we said, Gilead, this is us, of course, we were also talking about our diverse identities. In terms of diversity, equity, and inclusion, Gilead celebrates International Women's Day and Pride Month. With the project's Living Library, we created a safe space where employees could ask guests from various identities questions and topics that they would normally be uncomfortable discussing. We also created a platform where guest speakers discussed gender equality at work. We also shared little notes about the importance of hearing different opinions at work and at life, of course. And last, but not least, one of the most important things to keep improving in the employee experience is measuring, and we call it culture meter. And it's how you, in this context, we use focus groups and pulse surveys, which we refer to as culture meter. In addition, also the honors, the awards, also have a significance here. With Gilead, with this employee experience projects and also crisis communication during pandemic, we won 1 gold and 1 bronze Stevie Award. And also besides the awards, employees voluntarily participation in project groups and their added values is also one of our measurement criteria. So in Gilead, we created well-established ERGs on leadership, DE&I, business ethics, so on, and which now continue autonomously.
Amazing. I really like that, Aslı, because you started with like putting the initial perception about the culture. You discovered that, and on top of it, you decided on the main touch points and what to activate, and you created this like continuous strategy that can be autonomous afterwards. After you deliver the strategy as well, it can, because there's a engagement through the team, they can do it continuously afterwards. After you deliver it, it all goes perfectly well. So that's good to hear. And do you have any other case studies you have in mind?
Yes, I have 2 more. They are a little bit shorter, and I would like to talk about Domino's. What was the challenge here? Domino's was an ever-growing company, requires employee motivation, culture of development, and innovation. For the solution, what did we do? To ensure everyone is in the game, we developed projects and handled communications to improve motivation, engagement, and development. We offer an engaging experience from the first moment for newcomers. The name of the project, we have a club, Newcomers Club, as part of the onboarding projects. CHRO introduces newcomers to Domino's culture and activities take place. And we regularly communicate performance and scores and celebrate every achievement of restaurants, employees. There's a project, the Domino's Oscars, and at the rally organization where all stores employees meet at the end of the year, Domino's Oscars are distributed to the best in their categories. And every year, we organize an event where keynote speakers, experts come and chat with the CEO, and also there are trainings to contribute to the development of employees. And there are also, of course, fun social activities. And one more I'd like to add, we also share career journeys on social media, which showcases individual development journeys of employees and increases motivation and engagement and traction. This is a series of social media posts where we hear from employees about their jobs and why they love working at Domino's. And for the culture meter, again here with our internal communication projects, we proudly won a Silver Steve last year at the International Business Awards. And our excellent onboarding efforts earned us a Gold Award in the People Eyes Awards Digital HR category, a digital platform based in Turkey and globally also.
That's great. It's actually, congratulations on the award. I really want to talk about this because I think Domino's Oscar is a very good way to highlight the culture, because one of the most important thing is to celebrate success all together. If it's not individual success, it's a joint success, and also making sure that everyone is part of it, celebrating it together. It really makes a difference. And the second one you mentioned is about the leaders come together with the team frequently and they are discussing, they're having that chat. So making sure there is no very strict distance between the employees and the hierarchy really helps to create this bond, and making sure like the alignment with the company goals and company culture, it really works from our what we see as well. So these are really great examples. Thank you for sharing, Aslı.
Thank you.
I think we have one more, which is Kortsa.
Kortsa, yes. Kortsa is a global company that operates in 7 different countries. It's in the composite reinforcement industry. And what was the challenge? Challenge here was ensuring the communication engagement between employees in multiple locations, and as well as attracting the best talents in each of these locations. And our solution was to make employees feel connected and to ensure continuous, this is very important, continuous internal and external communication. Let's look at the projects. We implemented a tool with our new technologies to improve the recruitment process, choose the best talents, and provide a better candidate experience. The second project is a reward recognition platform. We named it as Plus Vibes. And also we prepared the branding materials. We prepared the launch video, which I would like to show you now.
Sure. Here we go. Here. It's a very nice one, Aslı. It gives the energy and like the culture, so employees, everybody, every stakeholder can feel the what it stands for, the EVP, as you said, and in what culture they are.
Yeah, thank you very much. And also one last tips. We share some posts and mailings, of course, in terms of internal communication, external communication on social media. For example, referring to DEI, we celebrate Cultural Day. We prepare the post to highlight Kordsa's diversity and inclusiveness in 7 countries. You can see just 2 of them here. And also, we want to emphasize the leave rights that Kordsa employees have, which ensure work-life balance. Again, referring employee engagement, and it's also important for talent attraction on social media. And this is the last project on Kordsa. This is the last but not least, very comprehensive. We compiled all HR projects into a handbook to guarantee that all information is clear and easily available to employees and also, of course, prospective talents.
That's a very nice, I think, like way to bring everything together and make sure employees know about all the steps provided and supported by the company, what they are stepping into when they first join to their careers in that particular company. So the expectations are aligned. They know what's going to happen, and if they would like to, proceed in their career steps, what is waiting for them. Great case study. Thank you for that, Aslı.
Thank you. And the last part for the culture meter, again, Kordsa won 5 awards in a HR category, and which makes us proud again.
Amazing. So there were we talked about a lot of case studies, which is amazing because all of them focused on different problems, as you mentioned at the very beginning of the webinar. Either they didn't know employees, different teams, they didn't know what was going on inside the company, they were not really aware of it, or the engagement was low, so they needed to make sure to first of all increase and leverage the engagement and make sure everyone is aligned again with the feeling DNA of the corporate culture that the company would like to spread in. Maybe as a final slide, we can focus on as a summary, like by seeing all these experiences, all these case studies, what would you say, do you have any final suggestions, final tips, and maybe some, red flags that you would like to highlight, making sure that other HR teams don't do it for better sake?
Yeah, of course. We have 6 expert tips here, and I'd like to say about it's a journey. First of all, it's a journey, and every moment counts, even the littlest details. And use the experience map to stay in the picture. This is very important. Listen to the employees, know their expectation, and take action accordingly. This is again very critical. Everyone and everything changes. Stay updated. Always ask yourself what can be improved. Never consider a task finished. The communication always continue. And the last one is make sure that the whole organization is aligned. Employee experience is a job for everybody in the company, not only HR or not only marketing. Altogether, you have to increase it.
Amazing tips. I would love to echo what you mentioned about communication. So it always needs updates. It always needs a continuous communication to make sure you're keeping the pulse and making sure you spread out the word again. And I really like the mapping out the employee experience journey. So it will give a very nice map and roadmap for HR teams and communication teams. What are the things that are missing, where you can focus to make sure you add some things that are missing so far in your employee experience journey, and making sure you listen. You don't assume. This is I think one of the biggest tips I would say, because sometimes the management can easily assume what's going on in the company. However, the things could be really, really different in reality, and that's why you need to keep the pulse through different feedback channels, so you gather a lot of data, so you see the bigger picture, as we discussed in the middle of our webinar. Perfect. Thank you so much, Aslı. I think it was really, really nice webinar. I hope that all the attendees find it useful and they benefited from both the case studies, but also the 5 steps that we discussed about employee experience journey, how they can activate and where they can focus on, what are the key missing things, and what KPIs they can track over the time. Maybe as a final point about Sorwe and 4C18, as Sorwe, we are a digital employee experience platform. We help to make sure you connect all your human processes inside one platform, and you track with data whatever you distribute, especially for your company culture and development stages, including performance. And we are partnering with 4C18, and they are exclusive partners in employee experience, employer branding, and they are helping to create this continuous communication. So whoever would be interested, please feel free to get in touch directly with Aslı through 4c18.com or either with sorwe.com. We would love to talk further. So thank you so much again, Aslı. It was really nice chat.
Yeah.
I can't wait for our next webinar.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.